Recently, I was coming back from Mexicali, and I noticed that on my Jeep Wrangler 392 2021, the voltage, battery voltage was going up like really fast. It went up all the way to 16.9 volts, which is totally abnormal. And when I got home, I didn't have any more power steering. So I called Jerry from Shift Auto Works. They're the one who always repair and do the upgrades on my Jeep. And I talked to Jerry about it, and he mentioned to me that there was something wrong with the electrical, right? Because as a protection, the power steering shut off. That's why I didn't have power steering. So at first I thought it was the battery. Then we figured it out. It was the alternator. Going back to what I carry and what I have, what equipment I have in my Jeep. So I have the regular battery, which is the original starter battery. It's an Odyssey. I got a 120 amp hour lithium battery that is being managed by the Manager 30 and the Red Vision system from Redarc. Plus I pulled the Patriot campers. It's got 2 batteries. That's a total of 300 amp hours. So my original alternator is 240 amps. And it has all of this load. There are 4 batteries plus everything else, right? So we figure out that the alternator was not working correctly. Sometimes the alternator would drop the voltage. In this case, it just goes up like almost 17 volts. So we did our research. We found an original alternator, but it was going back to the same thing, right? We needed a high output alternator. So I posted this story on my Instagram account, and one of my followers, thank you so much, buddy, he recommended Apex High Output Alternators. So the following day, Jerry called Apex, and yeah, he talked to them. He explained to them what the system looks like and all that, and they sent me, we bought a 390 amp alternator from them, and we're gonna do the installation, and this is how it goes. I went online and I couldn't find much information on the 392 setup, and something really strange happened with this model. This is a 2021, so it was the first version of the 392, the Wrangler 392. And when we order from Apex, they were super quick. They sent us an alternator like the following day. So we got it, and it looked totally different. The mounting was different. So I call Apex. I call them on a Sunday. I reach out to them on a Sunday. They responded like right away, 5 minutes later. And the Nick from Apex, he mentioned to me, he said, you know what? Gotta make sure that it's a 392, which it was funny because it's my vehicle. It's a 392. Well, I talked to them. I sent them pictures. They figured it right away. And the following day, they were shipping. The following Monday, they were shipping me a brand new unit that is the one that's supposed to go with this mounting. So yes, I went online. I couldn't find much information, but I was looking at the vehicle here. I found the belt tensioner. That's one of the first things you need to do in order to replace the alternator. You need to remove that serpentine, and that's what I'm doing right now. And obviously the first thing I did was unplug the battery from the system. That way I don't have current going into the alternator, or just in case of something might happen, there's no power. So I unplugged the battery post, and I'm charging the battery, keeping it in charge with this unit, the Noco Genius. Now I'm gonna unplug the OEM alternator. So you got a quick disconnect here. Just pushing this red thing, it goes off, and then we need to remove that 12-volt wire that is coming from the battery. I believe this is a 13 mil wrench, so we're gonna do that. Yeah, it is a 13 millimeter wrench. So I'm just gonna remove it. And you might ask why I'm not taking the 392 to shift to do this installation. Well, I don't want to be driving my vehicle at 17 volts on the freeway because this is what is generating, and I will have to put it on a trailer. So I decided to do it myself, make this video, see how hard or how easy it is to do this, and show you guys what I did. In case that I don't succeed and I can't do it, then I will put it on a trailer and take it to Jerry for those guys to fix it. And of course, in order to remove the alternator, I need to remove the serpentine belt. So I found the belt tensioner, and with a 3/8 drive wrench, just pull on it, lose tension on that belt, and not succeed at the first. Kind of in front of the camera, so I'm gonna change the camera so I can do this in a more comfortable position. Okay, that's much better. I got more room to work on this, so hopefully this will help. Just pull on that tensioner, lose tension on that belt, and make sure not to cast your fingers in under that belt. There you go. So now the serpentine is off from the alternator. So guys, in order to lose tension, you need a 3/8 drive wrench to do that. You need a long one. I don't have a long one, and I know it's not correct, but I'm using my torque meter to do that. And I mean, I work with what I have. So before you start doing this, find a long wrench like this with a 3/8 drive. In order to make room to remove the alternator, I just remove the power steering fluid canister. You don't have to do it for installation, but it's a lot easier for me to show you where the bolts are and how I remove this. And but you know, it takes 3 seconds and you can remove it. It'll be out of the way. And this is the beauty that's gonna go and replace the original alternator. This is from Apex High Output Alternators, and these are the results. 373 amps at 2000 RPM. So nice. I don't work with this company. We pay full price for this alternator. And but their customer service is amazing. They responded to me on a Sunday, you know, and they were really quick to ship the product. And now we're gonna install it. So I just finished installing the alternator, and the bolts, the original bolts, do not fit. They're shorter, and I had to use some washers for this top connection. No spacers though, which is good. The other thing is that this connector, the wire is too short for this. The original alternator has the connector on horizontal, and this is vertical. So I'm just gonna extend this wire to make it fit, and then I'm gonna plug everything up and see how that goes.
After finishing the installation, making sure that everything is tied and installed correctly, I plugged the battery and it started the vehicle. I let it idle for about 10 to 12 minutes. The voltage was normal at 14.4 all the time. Unfortunately, Nick, Jerry and I agreed that the mounting was not solid enough, and it created too much vibration on the alternator. The solution was to use the OEM housing to make sure that there were no more issues with the installation. With brand new internals and a monster of a stator, a super quick delivery from Apex, my Jeep now has a 417 amp alternator that is more than enough to cover my setup current demand.
Hey guys, just finished installing the alternator, and it's been idling for about 10 minutes. It's giving me 14.4 volts, no codes. There's no error message, anything like that. As you can see, there's no whining, there's no bogging, there's nothing. It's working normally now, and I'm really happy with this installation.
I hope you find this video informative and useful. Thank you for watching.